Hello, welcome back to my channel. Uh, Today in this video we are going to use Podman, which is an alternative to Docker, to create the voting app. So as you can see up in front, I have my Ubuntu system up. So let me open the terminal first and the browser, of course. So I'm using the same Ubuntu OS version, which is cat.c. So I'm using Ubuntu 24.04 LTS version. Okay, let me clear the screen. Cool. So let me pull up some of the resources that we will need. One is Docker voting app. Okay, there you go. Open in a new browser. The next is Podman install. It's pretty much straightforward. This will update and install the Podman. I think the instructions are in here. Let's see, where do we have Linux, so CentOS, Fedora, Ubuntu. Right. So this is the command which will install the Podman. Okay, let me close this guy and minimize it. Okay. The commands for Podman and Docker are pretty much the same. It's just Docker is replaced with Podman. Should complete in a minute. Okay, let's do a Podman version command. There you go. Right, so we have our Podman installed. Let me also install Git. Okay. Perfect. Clear. Let's copy the voting app. Okay, copy the git clone link. Paste it. Enter. Okay. Right, so see the example. Okay, so we have the app downloaded, the source code downloaded. Now we can begin with our Podman journey. So let me close this, guys. Okay. Now before we move ahead, right, there is one thing. Okay, I did not request it for this. This is for browser. Okay, that's fine. Right, so Podman pull. Remind me later. Come on. pull. Say for example Postgres. Enter. So it says it's complaining that it's not able to fetch it. So first thing first, we have to update our registry configuration file. Let's do that. etc container registry. Okay, let's go all the way down. Search. I'm adding this registry information so that I should be able to pull. This should be a string value from Docker Hub. Next is secure. Okay, Control X. Perfect. Okay, we have our registry configuration file updated. Now first of all, let's download our two backend database pieces, that is Redis and Postgre. Before I do that, let me pull up the diagram for our voting app. Docker voting app, come on. Okay, where is it? There you go. Scroll down. Right, so first of all, we will download the images for Redis and Postgre. So first, Podman pull Redis. This will pull the Redis image from Docker Hub. Okay, similarly we will do Postgres. Right, so as you can see here, the commands are pretty much same. So in Docker we have Docker images, in Podman it's Podman images, Docker pull, Podman pull, followed by the image name. So there you go. So we have our Redis and Postgre both with the latest tech downloaded. Now it's time to download the three apps from the source code and Docker file that we have already downloaded. So let me first change the directory to voting app. Let me clear the screen. There you go. Podman build -tag voting app. Enter. Should not take much time. Perfect. Now cd ... results app. Let's name it results app. Okay, I probably can open another terminal and run simultaneously, but let's not jump here and there. We'll just focus on one terminal for now. Okay, the last piece remaining, that is worker. So upper key, Podman, build, tag, and then worker app. Okay. Okay, let's clear the screen. Let's run the command docker podman images and we will see all the images. So we have result app, voting, Redis, Node.js, Postgre, and the .NET for the worker. Okay, in the meantime, let's see. So are there any containers running? No. ls. So how many networks are created? So by default in Docker 3 networks are created, host, bridge, and none. In Podman we only have one network. Now there is a difference in Docker. Although hyphen link parameter is legacy, which allows us to link two containers together, in Podman it's no longer available. So what we will do is we will make use of networking to interconnect the containers amongst them. So we will be creating three networks here. One is the, you can say, vote front end, so that will communicate between vote and Redis container. One container will be result front end, so the result and the Postgre will communicate, and the last will be backend, so the Redis, worker, and DB will communicate. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our networks. So the command is podman network create, followed by the name of the network. So we will name it vote front. Enter. The next will be backend, and the last is result front. Okay, let's do a check by running the command podman network ls. So we have now three networks created: backend, front, vote front, and result front. Okay, let's clear the screen. Now it's time to build our app. So the logical approach remains the same, that is For voter to work, we need Redis, so we have to build Redis first. Likewise, for results to work, we need DB, so we will build DB first. And for worker to work, both Redis and DB should be available. So let's create two containers. One is Redis, one is DB. Podman -d name sorry, my bad. Podman run name. This is Redis, and we are going to connect our Redis to the backend. Sorry, where is the diagram? Yeah. So our Redis will be talking not only to the vote front network but also to the backend network. So for that, we will use the network, that is vote front network backend, and we will use the image Redis. So okay, so Podman run D in detached mode, name of the container, followed by the network this container is associated to, which is the front network and the backend network. Okay, let's hit enter. It's created. Let's run a quick logs command to check. So the container ID is 92, so it says it's ready to accept the connection. Perfect. Now the next is our Postgre. So I'll do a up arrow key, or maybe we'll remove it. Okay, so Podman run -d name DB. And again, for Postgre, it still remains the same, that we have to use the environmental variable for Postgre user and password. Postgres -e Postgres network backend network result front. So let me go back to the diagram again. So now we are creating our DB, so it will talk to the result front network as well as the backend network. Okay, so the command is Podman run name of the container, followed by the environmental variable for Postgre database, followed by the network, which is backend, and result front, followed by the image, which is Postgre. Enter. Awesome. Podman logs 06, and it says the database is ready to accept connection. Cool. So let's clear the screen. Now it's time to build any of the other three containers. So let's finish worker first. Now the worker is only going to talk to one network, that is the backend. So let's do Podman run -d worker network backend worker Hey, what's wrong? Did I not download it? let me do that. Docker build -t or grab. Okay, 6635. Okay. Right, probably I forgot to name it before, but that should not be the case. 6635, maybe it missed. Anyways, okay. Podman. -d, name, worker, network, backend, worker app latest, enter, created. So let's do a check. Podman logs 9b. It's connected to Postgre as well as it's connected to Redis. So our backend part is complete. Now we have to build the front end. So let's go ahead with voter first. Right, let me clear the screen. Okay, Podman, name, vote, and I'm going to expose it to 8000 on my host system. The network is going to be vote front, and I'm using voter app, voting app, right? So let's redo the command. So it's Podman run name of the app, expose, and the network it will be connected to. Hit enter. Perfect. So Podman logs 2b, and it's ready. Now the last piece remaining is our result app, which is Podman run -d name results. Let's just call it results -p. I'm going to expose it to 8001 on the host, and the network it's going to connect to is result front. As you can see here, right, you don't necessarily have to type in. You just do the initial 3-4 characters and hit a tab. It will auto-populate. Okay, and then the result image. So let's revisit the command. So name is good, port, published, network, and enter. Okay, Podman logs 15, and app is running and it's connected to DB. Now it's time to test. So let me open a browser. Okay, I haven't checked the IP. What's the IP? One at 6. Okay. 1.6 8000. Here is our Docker app and the voting app. Now let me open 8001. That's our result app. So let's cast the vote. So I'm a dog person, so let me click on dogs. Okay, so that's 100%, one vote cast. Let me open another browser. On the 12 instead, I have to replace it with 6 and go. Okay, Let's do dogs again, and we will see. It's 2 votes, that 100% for the dogs. Okay, you know what? Let's go even. Okay, that's 50-50. Awesome. So that's how, if you're testing your hands-on experience with Podman, you can use the voting app, but instead of the links you have to use networking to achieve the final outcome. Now there are a few commands, Podman ps, which works the same. Let me clear the screen first. Clear Podman ps-a, so that'll show me all the running commands. So Podman, any other command, and if we want to stop any of the container, the command again is the same, Podman stop. Let's stop our voting app. Where is our voting app? It's 2B, so stop. That is stopped. Now if I do a PSA, we can see our voting app status says exited. Now if you try to access our voting app, continue, it's gone. Okay, let me start it again. Start. That started, and if I do PS command again, it's up. Now if I do refresh, continue, there you go, cast my vote, and that's cats to 100%. Let's make it even. Go. That's 50-50. Great. So thank you for watching this video, and enjoy learning containers.